All right, and welcome to the final session here on Saturday night here at the 2022 Victorian Open Short Course Championships. And we'll be starting tonight with a bit of a bang here. The event one, the mixed 200-metre freestyle 4x50 relay. And it looks like our timekeepers and officials are just working out how to use the wedges over there before we get ready to go. And our first heat, they might be coming out now. So we have 3 heats of this coming up. It should be a good one. It's always a good way to start the finals session with a few relays, and we always finish it with a bang with a relay. It's a great way to get the crowd pumped up, great way to get the swimmers and the athletes pumped up. It's great for team camaraderie and team culture. And you always find you swim faster in a relay. And to win heat 1, we have Ringwood A in lane 2, Maccabi Ajax in lane 3, Ballarat Gold B in lane 4, M1 Swimming Club A in lane 5, in lane 6, Swimland Swimming Club in lane B, and Peninsula Hurricanes in lane A. And it looks like we are almost ready to go here. It's great to see that we've got Mr. Schlitt back in the announcing box here. It's been a while since we saw him. Now we're out on pool deck, so he's our announcer for the night. Our officials are just getting ready to take their place before we get started, ready to go. Alrighty, heat 1 is now underway. This 4x50 freestyle relay mixed. So a good start there in lane 4 from Ballarat Gold. And they're going to lead through this first 50 here, followed by M1. And a 24-3. Now it's very tight between these two teams in the middle of the pool here, using their 2 male swimmers first as they come in now to their female counterparts. And it looks like M1 have a slight lead heading into the 100-metre mark, but a good breakout there from Ballarat Gold. It should set up a good last 50. Who's going to be in the hot seat after heat 1? So what can Maccabi Ajax do here as well in lane 3? Is there enough room for them to reel them in? This is going to be a good dogfight to the finish between M1 and Ballarat Gold here. Both neck and neck here. Ballarat look like they got a little bit better of the turn, maybe slightly in front now as we're coming down the last 10 metres. M1 not giving it away yet. We're coming down the touch. Looks like Ballarat Gold did get the touch there. Our touch pads haven't come up here, but it looks like Ballarat got 147.24, followed by 147.42. And Maccabi there in third in a 151.2. So 147.24 is now our hot seat time. That is the time to beat. Looks like we've got a bit of a situation here with lane 5 not registering on the... They have just hopped down, so I'm not sure what's happened there. But a good start there from Melbourne Swimming Club. A good start out wide here from Geelong as well. It might be Doncaster, sorry. Doncaster coming through now. And it looks like it is Doncaster leading through that first 50. And it looks like Melbourne have a bit of a lead now at the 100-metre mark. And swimming really fast here is Ballarat Gold in lane 3. They're coming home here. This is going to be a good last 50 between Ballarat and Melbourne as they dive in for this last 50. Great breakout there from Melbourne. They are storming away here in heat 2. It's all about the time now. And Melbourne are going to take this one out here. Let's have a look at the time. It's 1:41.1, followed by Ballarat in second and Geelong in third, followed by Doncaster. So 1:41.19 now is the time to beat. And then we've got our third and final heat here, getting ready to rumble. Here we go. So MLC in 0, Bayside in 1, Surrey Park A in 2, MLC A 3, Nuttawading A in 4, Melbourne in A in 5, Western Melbourne Propulsion A in 6, Nuttawading B in 7, Yarra Plenty Waves A in 8, and Surrey Park B in lane 9. Now it looks like we are missing Bayside at this point, so it doesn't look like Andrew Lauderstein and Beaver are going to get up for this one, are they? And it looks like Yanning Zhang in lane 4 there, turning it at 10.9. And look at that underwater from Yanning Zhang. Yanning there at 22.6, a great split from him. And followed by Flynn McMahon and Yarra Plenty, had a great swim there at 22.9, I think it was. And it looks like Nuttawading's creating a bit of a buffer now. Another one in B might be sitting in second. It might be Yarra Plenty and Propulsion in third, although in lane 2 looks like Surrey Park A going quite well as well. And Nunawading A looking pretty strong here. It is a dogfight for second between Nunawading B, Propulsion, Surrey Park A. It might be... And Nunawading A leading us through, followed by the look of it. It's hard to tell at this point. But this is going to be Nunawading taking this one out. It is a dogfight for second between Nunawading, Propulsion, Surrey Park, MLC by the look of it. It might be Nunawading going 1 and 2. Here we go. It's going to be a tight finish between Propulsion and Nunawading. So Nunawading A, Nunawading B in second, followed by, looks like Propulsion may have got third there. We've lost our scoreboard here, so bit of a spin the wheel contest right now. But I think it was Nunawading A, followed by Nunawading B, then Propulsion third, Surrey Park A in fourth. As we move on now to event 2, the girls 12-year-old 200 IM in lane 0, Zara Jeffrey from Camberwell. Lane 1, Lily Chan from Nunawading. Lane 2, Joanne Liu from Tamimis. Lane 3, Lola Suchamis from Melbourne Vic Centre. Lane 4, Lucy Doyle from Ringwood. Lane 5, Mia Misford from Essendon District Aquatic. Lane 6, Geelong Swimming Aquation, Zali Schneiders. Lane 7, Jasmine Hume from Melbourne Vic Centre. Lane 8, Amber Hartlark from Melbourne Vic Centre. And lane 9, Vera Zhang from Loretto. So this 200 IM should be a good one. And event 2, the girls 12-year-old 200 IM is now underway. Bit of a delay there. We had to just sort a few things out, a few technological problems there. But we're underway here. It looks like the middle of the pool here. I mean, Mia Misford leads with the first with 5, followed by Zara Jeffrey. No, it is Mia Misford, followed by Lucy Doyle. Swimming well over there in lane 0 is Zara Jeffrey. She looks like she's into second place here. Coming down the touch here, but Mia Misford will lead through, followed by Jeffrey and then Doyle. And so Mia Misford now turning in there in a 51.8. About a 2-second lead here. She's putting a bit of room on these other guys in this backstroke leg. She's looking nice and relaxed here. She comes into the all-important breaststroke now. A good turn there. In second place is Zali Schneiders, followed by Lucy Doyle. And Mia Misford is really putting some distance on these guys. A bit of a battle between Zali. It might be Lola there. And out wide, Lily Chan and Zara Jeffrey all in battle for third place here in this breaststroke legs. We come into the freestyle. It will be Zali Schneiders, followed by Lily Chan and Zara Jeffrey in third and fourth here. Sorry. And we have a really good battle for third place here between Doyle, Chan, Jeffrey as they all turn to come home. But it is Mia Misford in the middle of the pool here. She is coming in. This is going to be a fast time. And 2:32. She takes off a solid 8 seconds from this morning. Zara Jeffrey there in third. Zali Schneiders in second at 2:35 and 2:37. So some massive PBs this morning. And the boys' 12-year-old 200 IM is underway here. And anything to go by the girls there. They dropped 6 and 8 seconds there in that final. Hopefully we can see the boys do the exact same. And Garen Lim leading us through the first 25 there. A good underwater off that wall as well. And he's looking really strong here in this butterfly. Like it's a big lead to start this first 50 out, and a 30.1. It's a strong first 50. Good underwater there. Sitting in second is William Goldstraw, followed by Jacob Riches. But it's really tight in the middle of the pool there between third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. But at the moment, all eyes are on William Goldstraw there in the middle of the pool. Sorry, Garen Lim. Sorry, bit of a mix up there. Sorry. Garen Lim leading us through here. He is well out in front in this backstroke. I believe his coach is Liam Fisk, who's doing a great job there, a former great breaststroker. And he's got a 4-second lead as he heads into the breaststroke here. Can William Goldstraw reel him in, who's in second, followed by Cody Said in third. And we have a good battle on for third and fourth, but it's all on Garen Lim still. He has a big lead. It's about 4 or 5 body lengths here. A good split stroke getting past the flags. He's maintaining his skills. Really tight, though, between Goldstraw and Cody Said there in third, second and third. I'm not sure these guys are going to have enough room to reel in Garen Lim. As he turns into the home straight here, and Goldstraw's hanging on to a slight lead over Cody Said. Jacob Richards in fourth. And this is going to be a great swim here from Garen Lim. He went 2:30 is the PB here, and he's going to absolutely smash it here. It's all about the time. Finishing strong is William Goldstraw, but it's not going to be enough. 2:25, 2:1. He takes a 5-second PB, followed by Goldstraw. And then Cody Said. So once again, the fast times there from the boys. All right, so event 4 here, the women's 100-metre freestyle multi-class. So as we've sort of spoken a lot about this, that this is about your category and the times you're racing there based on the world record. Now we do have 3 S14s here. So Anna, India and Olivia in lanes 4, 5 and 6 are directly racing each other. However, Amber and Phoebe are S18 and S8. So they'll be in different categories. So the girls in lanes 2 and 3 aren't technically racing the girls in lanes 4, 5 and 6. And looks like a good start there from Anna Lighton there in lane 4, turning it a 15.7. India and Olivia a little bit behind her in those first 25. We'll just look at these entry times here. We do have some fast times, 1:08 by Anna Lighton. We're going to see what she turns in here. Turning it a 33. Let's see how fast she can come back in here. Should be wanting to come back in about that 34, 35 here. While India's entry time is 1:18, and Phoebe over there as well, entry time of 1:27, so she could be smashing that time here, turning in a 42. And also Amber there was turning in a 41, and her entry time is 1:21. So let's see if these girls can beat their entry times here. And coming down the wall now, let's see what time Anna goes. Probably a little bit over her PB there, 1:10.9. Still a fantastic swimming coming down the wall is India. Entry time of 1:18, and she does the PB there, 1:17.7, so that's a good swim. Emma Stelling there, 1:20, a little bit over. A little bit over there for Olivia Miller as well, but still a great swim, and 1:29. So, and Phoebe there at a 1:29, so just a little bit over her entry time as well. Well swum there, girls. Bradley Dillon giving himself a bit of a chest bump there, getting himself pumped up, ready to go. I like it, getting the crowd involved. And move on here, the men's 100-metre freestyle multi-class. And in this one, we do have a few S15s in the middle of the pool, Dylan and James, and a few S14s with Ryan, Kelvin, and Aaron directly racing each other. So a couple of battles within battles here in this final. And Dylan Logan, we've called his name a lot over Victorian Championships over the years. A fantastic swimmer. Entered with a 54.5, which is extremely fast, and he is looking really good here in the middle of the pool. We're going to see what he turns in here. Turning a 25.5. And we have a bit of a battle now around there with Aaron and Kelvin, I think it is. And so pretty tight between Aaron and Kelvin there. And also swimming well, looks like it's Hamish Keenan there in lane 2. Having a really good swim as well. And so we're going to see the time at 53.9 from Dylan Logan. He's a great swimmer to PB. And he looks super happy with that one. He gives a little bit of a cobra to the crowd. I like it. It's a great swim. In comes James Logan now into the 106. We'll see the time. 108, just a little bit over. A great swim from Hamish Keenan. He's just taken off 2 seconds there. Gone 1:10.4. Calvin also has got a small PB there. Aaron has got a small PB, but look at it, the same with Andrew. So, and Bradley Dillon's just got a little bit over. So a fast final from those guys just there with multiple PBs in it. So well done, boys. So we move on now to event 6, the women's 200-metre backstroke final. Alrighty, so the women's 200-metre backstroke final. Special mentions here to Jessie Steinman, just a 13-year-old here, 2:23 this morning, making the final. Great experience for her to race these open athletes here at just 13, so a bit of a name to watch for the future there, Steinman. We saw her smash it last week at Victorian age. All eyes most likely be in the middle of the pool, though, on Olivia Lafoe, who went 2:12 this morning. A fantastic backstroker, and has been for a long time now. So she's the one to watch, has great skills and great underwaters. And attacking this first 25, there is Olivia Lafoe, followed by, looks like Sasha Jones from Surrey Park in second. But pretty tight, though. Also there moving through is Abby Carney. So Liv Lafoe leading through the first 50 there in a 30.5, followed by Abby Carney, Sasha Jones in third, and then Melissa Sharp in fourth. So bit of a battle now for third between the 3 girls from Surrey Park there, between Sharp, Jones and Holler. But at the moment it's the 2 Nunawading girls leading us through, with Lafoe followed by Carney. And Olivia Lafoe adds to about half a second of a lead here now, 1.2 of a second now. She is increasing it here as we come down the 100-metre mark. Let's see what she turns in. Turning in a 102.7, so she's giving herself every opportunity to go under the 110 here. Sorry, 210, I should say. And Carney's still just sitting just on her toes there, not far off, but a bit of a battle now between Holler, Jones and Sharp, still in third. Those 3 look to be battling it out for third place at this point. And they're almost turning equal there, Holler and Jones, but Liv Lafoe having a really strong third 50 here. She's pulling away from Carney now as we come down this last 50. She split that 50 in about a 32. Good underwater again. And it looks like Holler's probably moved into third place, so Carney's still sitting in second. So Liv Lafoe is going to take this one out pretty comfortably here, as we thought she would. As she turns on to her last 25 now. This is going to be a great swim. 2:12, as I said this morning. Good last turn from Abby Carney. About 0.4 of a second separating Holler and Jones at this point as they're coming down the wall. But Liv Lafoe is going to take it out here. 2:080. So under the 2:10. A good swim. 2:11 for Abby Carney and Mia Holler in third. Sasha Jones in fourth. So 2:14.3. Followed by 2:14.7. So a fast final from those girls there. And we move on now to the men's 100-metre IM. And we've got special mentions here to two of our favourite veterans, Nick Finn Dyson in lane 8 and Andrew Lauderstein in lane 3 at 35 years young. It's great for the guys from Bayside getting to see their coach get in and absolutely smash it. So special mentions to him there. Some big names in this one. Schlitz, Sasanto, Gerard, Nakanishi, Lauderstein, Ben Dyson. The list goes on here. This should be a good final. We always love our 100 IMs. The swimmers have been told to stand down here. We have a bit of a technical malfunction by the look of it. Our timer is still going there, 4 minutes. It has been reset. All right, here we go. They're getting ready to go again, these guys. So Schlitz, Sasanto, Gerard, Lauderstein, those four in the middle of the pool are probably going to be fighting out. You expect Lauderstein to be out pretty fast here in this fly. Oh, that's a good start there from Schlitt in the middle of the pool in lane 4. He got the best of the starts and the best of the underwaters. Alongside him, Jason Llewellyn having a good start too, but really tight across the field there. It looks like it might be Lauderstein slightly in front after that 25 fly. A good underwater though. Schlitt right with him here in this backstroke. This is where Schlitt will normally make his move here in the breaststroke, and same with Sasanto. Gerard there in third. And it looks like Schlitt had a great underwater. Lauderstein probably still sitting in second. Followed by Gerard, then Sasanto as they come in down the wall now. David Schlitt has a good lead here as he comes into the freestyle, followed by Gerard. It's a tight battle for second and third here between them. Gerard, Sasanto and Lauderstein, but it is going to be David Schlitt taking this one out. He's going to win this one pretty comfortably here. Now his time hasn't registered and it's hard to see who got third there, but it looks like Schlitt 53.7, followed by Gerard in a 55.0 and Sasanto in third at 55.2 and Lauderstein in fourth in a 55.35. So he just misses out in the middle there. But those four all under that 56 mark there. And well swum there, lads. And well done, Andrew Lauderstein there, 55.3. So a tight final there. We have a few technical malfunctions, but as I said, Schlitt takes that one out pretty comfortably in a very fast 53.7, followed by Gerard and then the great Marco Sasanto as well. And, we're just doing some medal presentations here. Another warning going the double there with first and second. And so we're back on here now, moving on to event 8, the girls' 12-year-old 100-metre freestyle. Yeah, so we've just had a few technical malfunctions with our scoreboard last couple of races, so we're just fixing that up at the moment before we get ready to go. So we just had to stand down here. There we go, McNaught's just fallen in as we reset. And we're just going over to have a chat with the officials now. And unfortunately, she's just been disqualified there. Which is heartbreaking stuff there for Abigail. I think someone from the crowd may have just yelled out right before the take your marks, and Abigail may have just fallen in. And so the officials are just working out now whether she's able to swim. Someone did yell out in the crowd there, so it's really important that parents and crowd who are watching, making sure we're quiet before the start so we don't put the swimmers off. We need to be silent when they're diving in so they can hear the take your marks and the go. So she is allowed to race here, which is good. So hope for the person in the crowd there. Make sure we don't yell out right before that race. So this is good. Abigail does get to swim here, which is good to see. And here we go. All right, we're hour on the way here. This 100-metre freestyle. And Abigail did get off to a good start in the end there too. Well, full of adrenaline right now, but it looks like in the middle of the pool looks like Joanne Lou's going to lead us to his first 25, followed by Caitlin Ord. It is, and then Abigail McNaught in third. Out in a 13.4 there. It looks like Joanne Lou's building up a little bit of a lead here. And so she does take it the first 20-50 there, sorry, in a 28.5, followed by Caitlin Ord, followed by Abigail McNaught, who is in third. Bit of a crowd favourite now. The crowd is starting to get behind her. It looks like we have a battle on for third now, but it looks like Joanne Lou and Caitlin Ord are comfortably in first and second. A good turn, though, from Caitlin Ord. She's coming home strong. We have a battle on for third between Mia Misford, Zalia Schneiders, but it is going to be Joanne Lou taking it out in a 1:01.0, followed by Caitlin Ord and Mia Misford there, and Abigail there in fourth. So a great swim considering the circumstances that she was under there. Let's move on now to the boys' 100-metre freestyle. We saw some fast times this morning, some great PBs. We have So we saw three swimmers under that minute barrier this morning, with William, Luca and Garen all going 58 and 59, and a couple of guys around the 100 region. So it'd be great to see 4 or 5 guys getting under that minute here, attacking this first 50. Pretty even start across the field. It might be Luca Brown there with the best start as we're coming down this first 25. Let's have a look at the time. Out in a 12.96 there was Luca Brown. He was leading through that first 25, but he's extending his lead here. He's attacking this first 50. turning at 27-3. He's giving himself every opportunity to go under that minute mark and well under that minute mark here. It is a battle for second between Garen, Jacob, and William Goldstraw here, and Gianluca there in lane 2 as well. So as we turn for home here, and it's all about the middle of the pool though. Luca Brown pulling away though. It's a battle for second. It looks like it might be William Goldstraw or Garen Lim, but Luca Brown's going to take it out here in a 57-2. There we go. So 4 guys under that minute mark there. So Luca Brown takes it out, followed by William Goldstraw in a 59-4, and Garen Lim in third in a 59-6. What a swim though by Luca Brown, 57-2. It's a big PB again. He's come back in about a 30 points. A great swim. All right, the 50 flyers underway here. This should be a good one. Expect Holly Barrett to be out pretty fast, and she is. She wore the training bathers this morning. She's in the race suit tonight. She means business here. She's going to touch well out in front here. Out in a 12, by the look of it, 12.6, but it looks like it was actually a little bit quicker than that because that was the feet on the wall, not the hand, and she had a great underwater, though. In second place is probably Holly Neville, followed by Maynard Mafuz, but Holly Barrett takes it out there. It is. So Holly Barrett first, 26.0, followed by Holly Neville at 27.29, followed by Maynard Mafuz at 27.72. A fast final there from those girls. We've just had a few changes here in this final. Well, look at it. So we have no Cameron Blade, and I think our scoreboard is showing the wrong people up for this one. We're showing this morning's heat as we're trying to get tonight's final list on the starting board. So that's why we've got a little bit silent here. We're just trying to work out what's going on. Here we go. We are back up and we are running now. Here we go. And this should be a cracking race, this one. Some big names: Noah Millard, Silas Harris, Robbie Dillison, James McBride, Flynn Phillips. Some really fast 400-metre freestylers here. And we could see 5 guys under that 4-minute mark, which is great depth here for Super Victoria to have 5 guys possibly going under 4 minutes for a 400 freestyle. But Noah Millard is probably the one to beat. In the middle of the pool here, you can see he's got that nice long stroke with really long arms. And a 26.2. And looks like this stage, Robbie Dillison's probably sitting in second, and Silas Harris there as well. And James McBride. So pretty tight between first to fifth there. Flynn Phillips probably about a second off as well, so he's right up in that pack. And out close to us also Harvey Lark starting pretty well. So we come through 100 and it looks like Noah Millard looking very comfortable out in a 54.4. And in second place, James McBride, followed by Robbie Dillison here, and Silas Harris right up there too. So these boys are going to be battling out with Noah here to try and reel him in, but he's set the pace early here in this first 150. Yeah, an entry time of 3:46. It'll be interesting what time he goes tonight. And it looks like now that Silas Harris might have moved himself up into second place there, followed by James McBride. So those 3 in the middle of the pool there, Silas, Robbie, James, are fighting it out for second, third, and fourth. And Flynn Phillips and Harvey Lark probably sitting in fifth and sixth at this stage. But Noah Millard seems to be increasing his lead, turning at the 200 there, a 151. That's a fast 200 for a lot of people, how fast he's gone here out. And you can see his stroke. He's looking really relaxed, nice and long. He's got the long arms. We know that. And he's coming down now to this 250 mark, and he's increasing his lead here with each 50. He's still getting about 6 or 7 metres off that wall too. He'll start to bring the legs in here, and it is a good battle though between... Silas is probably making a bit of a move now in this third 100. He might be moving up into second place now, followed by McBride and then Robbie Dillison. You can hear Silas's coach Michael Skrodsky there starting to get involved, starting to yell there. And so let's see what Noah Millard can come home here in this last 100. But it looks like Silas probably about half a second of the lead over James McBride. And then just off that pace is Robbie Dillison in fourth. What can he produce his last 100? We know he has a lot of speed in the 100 and the 200 as well, and in the 15. So he's got the fitness. We know Silas Harris also has a lot of fitness behind him for a 15 as well. Very good 15 metre 100 suit. And here comes Noah Millard into his last 50 now. And he's really bringing the legs in now. And he turns here in his last lap, and he is finishing nice and strong here. Well, let's see what Noah, he's accelerating into the wall here. Let's see the time. His entry time was 3:46. What does he go tonight? 3:46.2. And it looks like Silas Harris is going to come in second here. And Silas there in a 3:53, followed by James McBride, a 3:55. And 3:56 for Robbie Dillison. 4:01 there for Flynn Phillips. And quick final there from those boys.
Introducing the finalists for the women's 50 metres multi-class butterfly. Lane 3, Phoebe Mitchell, Long Stool Club. Lane 4, India, BC Academy, Agents. Lane 5, Kira White, Fire Shows.
And so our 50 butterfly here is underway. Now, all three of these girls are in different categories, so they aren't directly racing each other here. So just remember that. These girls are all basing their swims on the world record time in their categories. So India touches in first in a 17.6, and then Phoebe turns into 20.9, and 21.1 for Kira. So it'd be interesting to see what times these girls can go relative to their PBs here. They're coming down the wall now, and it looks like India's going to smash her time. She does, 38.8. That's a great swim there. And Kira's also thrown down a PB there in a 44.74. And Phoebe's just gone marginally over her PB there of 46.8. So she's gone 47.96 there. So well swum there, girls. Great start there from Dylan Logan. We called his name in the 100 free where he went 53. And Ryan and Aaron are directly racing each other here in the S14 category, And Dylan and James are both in the S15. And Bradley's in the S18. So 3 categories in this race here. And let's see the time that Dylan goes here, 26.0. Just marginally over his quick time of 25.8. And coming down the wall now is James Logan there in a 33.8. He's done a PB, which is great to see. And Aaron Skinner's also thrown down a big PB there by a second. Bradley Doolan's gone a little bit over. And Ryan also has just gone a little bit over. But great swimming there, guys. All right, so move on now to event 16, the women's 200 metre IM. This should be a good one. Maina Mafu's the fastest qualifier there in a 2:18.1 this morning. Special mentions here to Lily Kosh, just 13 years of age, qualifying second fastest in lane 5. Another one to watch out for her and Jessie Steinman, both 13-year-olds making open finals. And I do have Nick joining me alongside. Welcome along, Nick.
Hi, Tim. Best race to join in for the turn at IM.
Yeah, Maynard Mahfouz is setting up her race nicely here, leading through the first 50 in a 28.1, followed by Riddell Smith, and then also in third was Amelie Vulic. So pretty even across the field here.
So we know that Lily Kosh swimming out of lane 5. Her strength is this middle 100, so look for her to move through the field now.
It's pretty even across that backstroke, apart between sort of third, fourth, and fifth at the moment.
Rana's doing a fantastic job out in front. It's going to turn through the 100 and 102.98 with Rydell still in second.
Well, this is where Lily Kosh may make her move here in this breaststroke. And you would have thought also Riddell Smith will make a bit of a move here in the breaststroke too.
Amelie Vulic is a strong breaststroke as well. So the middle of the pool will start to pull ahead.
Yeah, this is where they're making their move now. And it looks like Riddell is comfortably in second, followed by Kosh, and then Amelie Vulic in third and fourth. And Riddell Smith is really starting to gain on Maynard Mahfouz now. It's pretty tight between these two. They may touch about even here coming into this freestyle, Nick.
Yeah, really strong breaststroke leg here from Riddell. And Riddell will touch first.
Yes, she will.
With a nice battle in for third and fourth between Lily and Amelie.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a battle for first and a battle for third.
Manor's not letting Riddell get away now and is trying to close the gap again, but Riddell has opened up a half-body length lead into this final 25.
And it looks like Lily Kosh has a slightly over Vulic heading in for that third place, but Riddell Smith is going to take this one out here. And this morning went a 2:23, so she has gone a lot quicker tonight. 2:16.2, followed by Maynard Mahfouz, and then Lily Kosh in third there at a 2:19. So
really strong swimming from all those four out in front.
It's pretty impressive to see a 13-year-old on the podium in that opens. Alrighty, Nick, so the 100-metre backstroke here should be a good one. Saw some quick times around that 55 mark this morning. I think we'll see some 54s tonight.
Yeah, number of boys in with a chance here to take this title out.
It's hard to pick, isn't it?
As David's just looking like he's making a last-minute adjustment there in lane 5 to the backstroke ledge.
I've noticed he's rocking the beard at this meet too. He's decided to keep it. Looks like it was a great start there from Jacket Simpson in lane 4 and David Schlitt in lane 5. So those two got the best of the starts. And probably Christy Kane as well.
So nice and even between those middle three lanes through this first 25. Strong underwaters again from David Schlitt, and he'll pop up just ahead as we work our way into the 50-metre turn. So David Schlitt leads in 26.65 ahead of Lockie Jacket Simpson. And in third place, Sebastian Christie Crane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, David's attacking this first 50 at that 26.6, so he's giving himself every opportunity here to go well under 55, you'd think.
Yeah, so he's continued to extend his lead through that third 25. Out to 3/4 of body length over Lachlan Jacob Simpson.
Again. Looks like it's a battle on for second now between these two as David's going to take this one out here. It's all about the time. Let's see it. 54.3. There you go. 55.00 from Lachlan Jacob Simpson. And in third, Sebastian Christie Crane in 55.4.
So nice, solid swims there. I'd say that's definitely David's personal best.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's a PB for Lachlan Jacob Simpson as well.
He had a good 100 IM as well. So he's had 2 titles already tonight.
So our 12-year-old 200-metre backstroke state finalists are in the water.
Yeah, looks like a good underwater there from lane 5, Mia Misfit.
Yeah, her and Grace Dobby strong on the underwater and will lead through this opening 25. Also swimming well in lane 2 is Vera Zhang.
Yeah, Vera Zhang looking probably in second place at this stage. I think she led through this morning actually also in the first 1500, so she likes to attack the first 100.
So Grace will lead through this first 50 in a 34.91, ahead of Vera with Mia Mithsid in third. Now, it's really important here that the girls try and keep their stroke rate up nice and high, keep that tempo going, feet up nice and high, but feeling a little bit relaxed through this opening 100. So Grace does continue to lead and is out to a body length and a half ahead of Mia, who's now moved into second, alongside Vera Zhang.
And looks like Grace Dobie is really accelerating away here.
So Grace turns first in 1:13.31, Mia in second, and Vera in third. So now it's that all-important third 50 that we always talk about. Mia's doing a really good job there and trying to pick up her stroke rate in lane 5. Grace Dobie out in front, still looking nice and relaxed as those two start to clear out from the Vera over in lane 2. So Grace continues to hold that 2 body length advantage over Mia as we approach the 150 metre turn. Mia is now also 2 body lengths clear of Vera in third. So Grace leads through, Mia in second, Vera in third as we enter our final 50. Grace has looked really smooth, controlled this whole race, keeping that tempo consistent right from that first 50.
She's also looking really nice and long too. You can see her really rotating, get that shoulder out, and those arms looking really relaxed as they enter the water. Mia Misfit still in second place here, followed by Vera Zhang. So these three look like they're going to take out the 3 medals here. And let's set the time. Does she go under the 2:30, Nick? She does, 2:29.8. So a little bit quicker than this morning.
With Mia touching in second and Vera in third.
So we want now the boys, 12-year-old 200-metre backstroke now. Great sportsmanship from the girls there in the middle of the lane. Give each other a hug after that one. It's always tough doing a 200 backstroke.
It stings a lot, that 200
does.
backstroke.
Well, I think a 200 backstroke is tough at any time. And for these boys being 12, they probably haven't had many opportunities to swim a 200 backstroke short course yet. Maybe only once or twice this season. Can't imagine as a 9 or 10-year-old they're swimming many 200 backstrokes. It's a great first 25 at a 15.4. You see too, he's got that nice relaxed wrist as the hand comes out of the water. Staying relaxed on that stroke. A bit of a battle on for third, Nick, between lanes 5, 6, and probably lane 3 still at this stage. So pretty tight between Cody and Ben there, just 0.18 separating those two, and Goldstraw moving through in that second 50 there. Yeah, he's looking really nice here, Luca Brown. It's heating up now between these three. Goldstraw's in striking distance, Nick. He's only about 0.3 off them. But all eyes are on Luca Brown in the middle of the pool. He is extending his lead with each 25 here. He's coming down to the last 15 metres now. He's kept that tempo pretty consistent the whole race, hasn't he? The whole 200 here. So 220, 221.6. Oh, is Ben Merrilee's going to get it? Is Goldstraw in second here? It's going to be tight between the two. He does get it. Oh, it's dead heat. Well, it was tight. All right, so a bit of fun now, Nick. The 50 freestyle. You're excited for this one this morning. I'm sure you're equally excited for tonight. There we go, the 50 freestyle, Nick. We saw...
So it's a battle of youth and experience in this.
Yeah,
with over a 20-year age gap between youngest and oldest in the fields.
Well, Holly Barrett this morning, as we said, wore training bathers, so you expect her to go faster tonight. The battle of the Hollies in the middle of the pool, you'd think, though, between Holly Neville and Holly Barrett.
So using those amazing underwaters, Holly Barrett gets out to the early lead.
Yeah, it's a
ahead
great
of
start.
Holly Neville.
Probably Semra Olawini as well.
Olawani,
sorry.
Speaking to her before, and that is how you pronounce it.
Olawani. But Holly Barrett is going to take this one out here. It's going to be pretty comfortably, this 50 freestyle.
Really strong swim
Let's
here
see
from
the
Holly.
time. 24-7. She takes it out. Holly Neville in second and Semra Olawani in third. Did I say that right?
Yes.
All right, good. 24-7. That's quick.
So we're moving on now to our finalists for our 200-metre breaststroke. Slightly different beast from the 50 freestyle we just saw.
Yeah, a little bit different. It's a little bit different tempo.
That still requires a lot of power.
It does, especially short course. I will make mention here, Adam Selwood came third at the Com Game Trials in that 200 breaststroke. I think he missed the World Junior Games time by, might have been 0.2 of a second or something like that. It was really close, so his next step now would be to try and make one of these sort of open teams.
So Calvin Reed takes the early lead through this opening 25.
As you expect, being a 50, 100-metre breaststroker.
Yeah, shows really good strong strength on his underwaters. And now starting to move through is Adam Selwood. But
Looks like Cameron Jordan might be leading to that first 50 there.
It is the battle of the black caps.
Yeah. This is where Adam Selwood normally makes his move now, is in this middle 100.
As we noticed this morning, Adam and Calvin betters off the split strokes than Cameron. So Cameron's swimming faster, but he's needing to catch up after every wall.
Yeah, you can see how efficient Adam Selwood is looking as well. Look at the glide with each stroke. His tempo's still really nice and relaxed in this first 100, and he's going to lead us through here. 103.8 in the first 100.
With Cameron Jordan in second and Jack Gurry moving into third.
Well, Adam Selwood is known to how he's got a strong back end in his second 100 of his breaststroke, so for him to be leading through this first 100 is always a good sign.
So it's again another instance where Cameron Jordan just is losing a body length off every turn, is catching up 3/4 of body length in the swimming part, so the margin is gradually just starting to extend every 25.
Calvin Reed still having a really good swim there in lane 6. He's going to touch in third just as we come down into this last 50, and let's see what Adam Selwood goes here in this last 50. I think he split that one in about a 33.
So Adam Selwood is now out by a body length over Cameron Jordan, but coming strong in that battle for third is both Jack and Calvin, and they look as though they've moved ahead of Cameron after that good split strokes.
Jordan Cameron just starting to fall off the pace a little bit here as these two are coming in, but
Adam Selwood takes it out in 2:11.43 with Calvin Reed in second, Jack Gurry in third, and Cameron Jordan fourth.
It's a great swim by Calvin Reed, 2:13. He's gone 6 seconds faster than his entry time this morning.
Good to have four boys sub 2:16.
It's a fast final. Moving on now to the... Alrighty, Nick. Well, we move on for the 200 breaststroke now, but sort of in that longer distance now. We've got the 800-metre freestyle.
Yes, so we have moved on to the 800 freestyle. We're just getting the lap counters to show the correct number of laps down the far end as we introduce our finalists. Lucy Doyle in lane 1, Melissa Wolfe, lane 2, Ruby Knott in lane 3, Mackenzie Hunter in lane 4, Dominic Hart in lane 5, Catherine Boyle lane 6, and Madeline Burns in lane 7. So our lap counters all got the correct number of laps. They had it set up for 1,500. They were getting a little bit excited. We're now back to 31 laps because it's a 32-lap race. So the lap counters are at the 25-metre turn end of the pool. And when you arrive at that wall, that shows you how many laps you've got to go.
Did you do many 800s back in your day, Nick?
I've done a few 800s. I think it's important to give everything a go.
Yep,
And
fair
Dominic
enough.
Hart gets off to a good start here, leading through the opening 25. It's all about settling
Tom,
down
our
into our
cameraman,
rhythm.
just moving a few cameras around in front of us as well. Bit of the GoPro, it looks like.
So it's nice even start through this opening 50, and it's actually Catherine Boyle who's moved into the lead after the second 25. Catherine turns first in a 30.57. Ahead of Madeline,
So
with Dom in third.
for these sort of guys, their training is going to be based around a lot of that distance work, around that aerobic freestyle, distance per stroke, stroke counts, and stroke rates. What sort of stroke rates do you think these guys should be holding?
They'll be sort of in that 30 strokes a minute, sort of between 30 to 40 strokes per minute. And that's stroke cycle. So that's from the time your left hand enters the water to the time it enters again.
Yeah.
And so we turn through the opening 100 with Catherine leading in a 104. So that's what I call the free 100.
It is a free hit, isn't it?
You want to use that extra energy that you have there that you won't get to use again during the race, no matter what. So you need to use it, and now you need to settle down into your rhythm.
And maintain it now.
Yeah,
Maintain
so that
that
first
rhythm.
100 can't be hard, just needs to be relaxed speed on the way out. And now we want to try and start hitting that speed that you're wanting to hold for the next 7 100s.
I know a lot of coaches will break down these long distance races. I know some 1,500 metre swimmers break it down to 3 500s. These guys might break it down to 200s. That first 200, and then you're trying to build each 200 block coming into that last one, or feel like you're building each 200.
So it's really important that you do get yourself out after that race, but you need to then feel like you keep the pressure on to maintain the speed. Almost keep feeling like you're increasing the pressure. So Catherine Boyle continues to lead over Dominic Hart, with Mackenzie Hunter now in third, just ahead of Ruby Knott. So through the 200, Catherine Boyle leads in a 2:12. So that was a 1:08 for that 100, with Dominic in second, Mackenzie in third. So sort of 1:04, and then we'll settle down into our 1:08 or 1:07 high. We'll see if Catherine can maintain that speed through these next couple of 100s. She's really looking long and relaxed and keeping that tempo nice and smooth. Getting sort of a 4-beat kick going as she turns through the 250-metre mark. A body length and a half clear of Dominic Hart in second and Mackenzie in third.
It's a comfortable lead now, isn't it? About 2 seconds. And so these girls wouldn't want to let her get too much further away here, because anything else starts to really creep out, and then it's harder and harder to really reel her in. You don't want to leave your run too late.
It suddenly goes from 1 body length to 3 body lengths very quickly. So it's really important that you try and keep that pressure on. And remember, it's a race. So try and maintain that intensity through the whole swim.
I think also it is a little bit harder short course to make ground up, because you get that break off the turn. And if the leader has good skills, you've only got about 20 metres to try and make up ground in the actual swim part.
Yeah, so through that 300, there was another 108. So 108.2 for Catherine. And she's extended that lead out to 2 body lengths, with a really tight battle between Mackenzie Hunter and Dominic Hart for second place. with Ruby Knott just 3/4 of the body length behind those two in fourth. So again, we're hitting that 107 high, 108 low pace over the last two 100s from Catherine Boyle here in lane 6. We'll see if she can maintain it as we now move towards the halfway mark.
It's still only about 2.2 seconds, so she hasn't really increased that lead by a whole heap yet. And it looks like Mackenzie Hunter is starting to make a little bit of a move now.
So at state age, Mackenzie Hunter did a really good 1500 where she was steady through that first 100 and then really worked strongly in the second part of the race.
Now, I'd say she's starting to build up and catch up to Catherine here.
So Catherine leads
Let's
through
see the time difference here.
4:29.58.
So about 1.5 seconds now between these two.
With Mackenzie in second and Dominic in third.
Now, it does look like Mackenzie's starting to move through now.
Yeah, so that was a 109 from Catherine then. So a little bit slower than her previous two 100s, where it looks like Mackenzie was able to maintain her speed that she had set earlier in the race, which she did a really good job of the 1500 at our age of doing that, maintaining that same speed for each 100.
Well,
so
she's
closed the gap now, and they're almost going to turn even here at the 450.
Let's have a look. 0.2 of a second now, Nick, separating these two.
With Dominic Hart a body length and away.
But also Ruby Knott's actually not that far off these guys as well.
Yeah, so Ruby's maintaining that sort of body length and a half behind Dominic Hart that she has been for the last 200s.
Now, Mackenzie Hunter has now taken the lead by about 0.005, so very tight, but I think Mackenzie Hunter is looking stronger here of the two swimmers, starting to build each 100 as we've sort of spoken about, and let's see whether she can now try and pull away from these leaders.
So Mackenzie turns through in a 5:38 through the 500.
So it's about 0.5 of a second now, Nick.
So again, that was a really good swim. That was probably a 107 high compared to Catherine was at 109 high. So she gained that sort of 2 seconds through that last 100. And she looks like she's going to continue to extend her lead.
Well, she is increasing that lead with each 25 now. And I tell you what, Dominic Hart is not out. Dominic Hart is not out of it here for second place either. She's sort of catching up to Catherine Boyle as well.
She's been slowly reducing that margin to Catherine over the last 150 metres and is back to just 3/4 of a length behind. Mackenzie's now out to a 2 body length advantage over Catherine, with Dominic just a further 3/4 of a body length behind. So now we're starting to work towards the 600 metre turn. And we'll see what speed that Mackenzie was able to maintain through this 6 100s.
What a great middle block she's put together here in this middle part of this 800. Now she's got a lead of 3 seconds. So she had a really good middle 100 there.
Again, another 107 there. So really consistent with her splitting.
Now, Dominic Hart is catching with each 50 up to Catherine Boyle. So these two are probably going to turn almost even.
She's just slowly
making
with each
that 50.
It was a body length and a half. Then it was a body length. Now it's 3/4 of a body length. But Mackenzie Hunter has now moved out to a 5 metre lead.
Yeah,
through the 650.
It's going to be hard for these girls to catch her here in this last 150. You see she's starting to bring the legs in a little bit now too. She's going to increase her rate a little bit this last 150. And Dominic Hart now is pulled up right alongside Catherine Boyle.
Yeah, really good turn there for Dominic, gaining probably a 1/4 of a body length off that turn. We'll see if she can do the same off this next turn and move past Catherine.
Wow, this is an impressive swim from Mackenzie Hunter. Her entry time is 8:59, so it's going to be interesting to see whether she can go under that 9-minute barrier tonight. She's turned it to 7:51 as she comes into this last 100 now. Do you think she can get under that?
Well, she was just split a 106 there for that 100, so she's really done a really good job of maintaining those 107s and now into the 106 range.
And Dominic Hart now
has moved into second. And she's using that advantage she's getting off each turn just to gain a little bit of a distance on Catherine Boyle. So we've got 75 to go for our battle for second and third as we approach the final 50 for Mackenzie Hunter in the lead. So Mackenzie's out by 10 metres.
She looks like she's going to go under that 9-minute mark here too, Nick.
Yeah, and Dominic Hart's now body length clear in second, ahead of Catherine Boyle in third. So Mackenzie Hunter is going to take this one out. She's got 25 metres to swim and is looking to putting together a really good swim under her personal best. Strong legs in this last 50.
Look at the legs. You can see she's really brought them in this last 150 metres, and the rate lifted as well. She's going to go under the 9 minutes. There you go, 8:57.3. It's a great swim.
105 high to finish off, so really good splitting there. Dominic Hart in second, and Catherine Ball coming in for third, with Ruby Knott finishing fourth.
It's a quick final there, Nick, with those girls in the middle of the pool. Coming down the wall now.
So over in lane 1, we have Lucy Doyle, who's still got 50 metres to go. As finishing now here in lane 7 was Madeline Burns. She's
just taken off 8 seconds there, Madeline Burns, over there in lane 7, so that's a great swim.
And coming to touch now in lane 2 is Melissa Wolfe, and she touches in at 9:36.85.
And now we're just Lucy Doyle, the 12-year-old in this final. We will make note that a 12-year-old in an 800 freestyle final, pretty daunting for a 12-year-old to be racing against the open athletes. So this is a great effort for her. Good experience, and you'd imagine that as the years come on, she's going to be catching these older girls.
Yeah, she's put together a good swim and coming into touch here in a 10:02.
So we move along now to event 25, the men's 100-metre backstroke multi-class. Thumbs up there from Bradley Dorland. He always gives a bit of thumbs up to the crowd before each race. I like to see it.
Another one of our experienced swimmers, Bradley, in terms of age.
Yes.
28-year-olds.
As I said, we've seen some older athletes getting in and tearing it up at this meet.
It's great to see. So away here in this 100 backstroke. A reminder, it's not necessarily the first person who touches the wall who's going to win this event. So what's going to happen after they finish, all the swimmers' times will be compared to their individual classification time, and that will be converted into a point score. The person with the highest point score wins. So the only way you can really work out if you've beaten someone is if you're swimming against someone with the same classification as you, which is the case in lane 4, 5 and 6, sorry, 4 and 5, who are both S15 swimmers. So Dylan Logan and James Logan, our Geelong pairing, they are actually racing each other. And Dylan is doing a fantastic job out in front. Is the older sibling of that family. And he's coming into touch at the end of his 100 backstroke and will be the first to touch almost 25 metres clear of the fields, and touches in a time of 1:02.84.
It's a good swim.
Now in second place to the wall battle. It's really tight between both James and Kevin, and they're going stroke for stroke. And we've got 5 metres to swim. It looks like James has just creeped ahead, but Kelvin is responding. And James just gets the touch over Kelvin.
0.01.
With Victor coming in next, followed by Hamish, then Andrew. And rounding us out in lane 7 is Bradley. So again, we'll wait for those times to be converted into their point score for their classification, and then we'll be able to announce the medal winners shortly.
Introducing the finals for the 26 women's 100 metres backstroke multiplier. Lane 2, Vicky Mitchell, long super. Lane 3, India, Reese Stephen, Medley, Ajax. Lane 4, Jamie Lee, Bristol Melbourne. Lane 5, Anna Linton, Ballarat Gold. Lane 6, Ruby Halliday, Northern Centre. Lane 7, Tierra Warren, Partnership.
So now our women in our 100 backstroke multi-class have entered the water. Lots of experience in this heat.
Yeah,
It's good to see nearly the entire field into their 20s.
Yeah, it's great to see, you know, athletes well into their 20s still racing. I'm assuming traditionally a lot of swimmers have dropped out when they hit that sort of 20 mark, 21-year-old age group.
So Jamie Lee Getson is in lane 4 and leads through this opening 25. Ahead of Anna, with India currently in third. Just like the boys event beforehand, it's not necessarily first to the wall who will take this title out. So it's important to watch all our swimmers and see how close they can get to not only their personal best, but their classifications world records so that they can earn as many points as possible. Jamie doing a really good job there off that wall to continue to extend her lead ahead of Anna. So Jamie Lee turns at the 75-metre mark. Gets 5 metres off that final turn.
I mean, her entry time is under 110. It's 109. Not sure she's going to get on that here today. We'll see how we go here in this last 25. It's still going to be a great swim, though. But also looking really good there is Anna Lighton from Ballarat Gold there. So coming down.
So Jamie touches the wall first in a 1:14.00. Anna in next in a 1:18.41. With India now touching in third. We'll wait for that time to pop up.
I think she's absolutely smashed her time there, India, because her entry time was a 1:28.
Ruby Halliday coming to touch in a 1:30.62. Phoebe Mitchell in a 1:37. And our youngest competitor, Kira Warwick, is going to finish here in lane 7. She swam really well during the age championships last week.
1:51, it's a PB.
Yeah. So that's another PB after following up some great swims last weekend.
Yeah.
Introducing finals for the 27. Girls 200 metres freestyle. Lane 0, Taylor Davis, Lane 1, Ruby Knight, Western Melbourne Propulsion. Lane 2, Catherine Guerrero, Western Melbourne Propulsion. Lane 3, Dominique Hart, Western Melbourne Propulsion. Lane 4, Giselle Davey, Melbourne Big Centre. Lane 5, Abby Carney, Melbourne. Lane 6, Leonard Lafruz. This is going to be a strong field, Nick, in this 200 freestyle. How about that? We've got Annie Steele, 13, also making the 200 freestyle. So we've had some 13 and 12-year-olds making finals, which is awesome. It's always good to hear a big cheer as well. Their main Mafu's always gets a huge cheer from the Melton crew up above our pool here. We saw spoken about this morning, Giselle Davey focusing on the 200 freestyle. Didn't swim a couple of her other events.
So we'll look for Giselle and Abby to be our strong performers here. Dominic Hart will also put a good swim, but she has just come out of the 800 freestyle.
Yeah, I know. But that shows how fit some of these guys are. They can back up in an 800 free 20 minutes later they're doing a 200 freestyle. So, and they're two not easy events either.
As expected, Giselle leads through the first 50 in a 27.67.
Great turn.
Ahead of Abby, with Caitlin in third. So
Main
as I was
Armour Boo's
talking this
probably up there
morning,
as well.
I expected Giselle to have that early speed over Abby, whereas Abby's been traditionally known for more of her back-end speed in her 200s. So Giselle leads through the 75. Abby's maintaining, just sitting on her hips as we approach the 100-metre turn. So Giselle will lead through the 100 in a 58.32 ahead of Abby Carney. A nice tight battle. Currently in third place is Dominic Hart, just ahead of Mana Mafuz. So Abby has closed the distance again in this 25. Giselle gained a little bit off that turn,
Good
but
turn
now
from Abby Carney,
but
though.
Abby stayed underwater longer.
There's a really good turn there from Abby Carney. She is right with her here. This is going to be a great last 50 between these two, Nick.
So they turn through the 150.
They are
dead even in a
Here we
129.
go. Oh, good turn from Abby
fantastic
Carney, though.
Abby.
What a turn.
So really good turn. Abby's been consistent on
She's
every
coming
wall.
off the wall here a bit
and
quicker.
as expected, in this
Yeah.
second half of the race, she's coming home really strong. But Giselle
It's not going
loves
away.
the fight.
But you can
So
just see
expect
Abby
her to
Carney
come
probably
strong.
got about half a body length more off each of those turns. But Giselle Davies not going away here. It looks like Abby Carney's going to take this one out now. What a swim. She just worked the walls a little bit more than Giselle Davies. She's going to go under the 2 minutes. 1:59.1. Followed by Giselle Davies. So those two had a strong swim. It looks like
And
Brianna
Brianna
Burgess
Burgess
out here.
touching
2:04.1.
third.
The smoker out wide.
Just getting over the top of
She's
Dominic
just
Hart,
taken off 3 seconds
who
off her
just got
side.
out of her 800.
803.
So Dom, fantastic job to do a thousand freestyle.
In 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it's a good effort. I think her coach been telling her she can do a longer warm down or maybe a shorter warm down after that, just to rest for tomorrow, possibly.
So just the three athletes here in our boys 12 in this 200 metre butterfly. For some of these boys, it might just be their second ever 200 butterfly short course. So we've got Austin and Jarius, Campbell Grammar Aquatic teammates, out to the early leads, ahead of Cody from Traralgon. So Austin is going to lead through this first 50, ahead of Jarius, with Cody in third. So it's good to see all those boys popping up at the flag, so getting a few dolphins underwater, trying to maintain their rhythm now as we move into the hard part of the 200 fly. That first 50, sort of the free 50, and then we need to start working, especially through this middle 100 and into that final 50. So Austin continues to lead and has extended his lead out to a body length ahead of his teammate Jarius as we start to approach the 100 metre turn. So Austin leads through in a 1:11.82 ahead of Jarius with Cody in third. So Austin keeps just slightly extending his lead just by 10 centimetres or so every 15 metres. And so he's now out to almost a 2 body length lead through the 125 metre turn ahead of Jarius and Cody. Now, what these boys need to work on is trying to make sure they use those turns. Don't use them as recovery. Try and make sure you're in and out of those turns as fast as you can. So Austin turns through the 150, followed by Jarius with Cody in third. Austin is doing a really good job here of maintaining that tempo in this 200 butterfly. He's keeping his hips up, keeping that kick going nice and strong. All three boys are actually maintaining their rhythm really well for a 200 butterfly. Often in this last 50, it feels like the piano's fallen on their back and your hips and feet drop. But all three of these boys are keeping their hips and feet up nice and high and keeping that tempo going. So Austin is going to take this out as he approaches the final 5 metres of this turn of fly. And he's going to come into touch in a time of 2:34.18. Nice tight battle for second. Darius is going to hold on. So Campbell 1-2 with Cody in third. So we've had the boys 12 years turn a butterfly. We're now doing a couple of medal ceremonies before we move along to our girls 12 years 200 metre butterfly. Again, another event where girls have seemed to have done a better job than the boys, as we have 4 athletes behind the blocks. So we just have our 4 athletes. So we're underway here in our 12-year-old girls 200 metre butterfly. Nice even start. Mia Bates staying longest under the water and is going to lead through this opening 25. Just ahead of Mia Misfit. So Mia has now moved, this is Mia Misfit, has moved into the lead ahead of Mia Bates as we go through the 50 metre turn. So Mia turns first with 32.84. Mia Bates in second and Gemma Sullivan in third. Gemma and Zali in lane 2 and 3 having a nice tight battle, with the 2 Mias over this side having a good battle.
Well, the 2 flyers, always a daunting race, Nick, and having 5 entrants in this is pretty solid. It's actually 4, sorry, I should say.
So Mia Misfit has now extended her lead out over Mia Bates to a body length and a half. We start to work our way towards the 100 metre turn. Both of these girls are doing a good job of keeping that tempo nice and consistent. So Mia Misfit turns in a 1:10.55, ahead of Mia Bates, and in third place, Gemma Sullivan.
So turning into 1:10 there, she's giving herself a good opportunity to go under that 2:30 mark, which is always a big barrier for a 2 fly. Entry time of that 2:33, so going out relatively hard, and she's dragging Mia Bates out with her.
Yeah. A fantastic battle for third and fourth between Gemma Sullivan and Zali Schneider. So Mia Misfit continues to extend her lead and is out to 2.5 body lengths ahead of Mia Bates as we go through the 150 metre turn. Really strong third 50 over there by Gemma Sullivan, and she's now out to almost a body length over Zali Schneider's. So Mia Misfit has got this under control as she approaches the 175 metre turn, is 5 metres clear of Mia Bates. Strong strong underwaters coming up past the flags off that last turn from Mia Misford.
This has been a strong last 50 here, Nick, by Mia Misford. She's pulling away with each stroke now, coming down the wall. Looks like she's going to get under that 2:30 mark.
Yes, she does.
2:28.7. That is a fantastic swim. She's taken off 5 seconds.
So Mia Bates is going to touch now in second in a 2:34.65.
She's taken off 6 seconds,
And
Nick.
a really strong second 100 from Gemma Sullivan. And she's going to take third in a 2:44.50.
She's just taken off 7 seconds.
With Zali coming in fourth.
And Zali's taken off 3 seconds.
So PBs all round.
Yeah.
So congratulations to all four of those
100%
girls.
strike rate there, Nick. I think the benefit there was that Mia Misford dragged the other girls out. She attacked that first 100, dragged those other girls out. They all smashed their times.
Okay, so 100 butterfly, really important to work these underwaters. James Ward in the heats this morning, fantastic job getting out close to 15 metres off every turn.
Now, unfortunately, Lev is not here in this final in lane 5. Great start, though, from James Ward. He had a great swim this morning and a great second 50, if I remember. He was behind at the first 50, but he came home hard in that second one.
So again, James continues, as he did in this morning's heats, to work those underwaters, coming up close to the 15-metre mark off every turn. So James Ward has now extended his lead over Cameron Splainen to body length as we approach the 75-metre turn.
It's pretty tight between third here. It might be over there Hamish Bowden from MLC. I know he's a strong last 25, so he'll be looking to try and get his hand on the wall in third. But James Ward is going to take this one out here. It's all about the time. Let's see what he goes. 53.12, followed by 53.96 from Cameron Bladen. And yeah, Haruki Nakanashi, by the look of it, got his hand on the wall there in a 55.0.
Yeah, Haruki's really strong in that 200 butterfly. So no surprise that he was able to come strongly in that last 25. So, Tim, I'm going to leave you for a little bit as I go prepare for my next event.
Oh, good luck to Nicholas in the 50 breaststroke. Grip before you rip it, as they say.
Thank you very much.
I to the Y. Sweep out and sweep in. All right, this 50 backstroke should be a good one here. Olivia Lafoe's probably the favourite there in lane 4, and Holly Barrett. A battle between those two, you'd think, and Sienna Shepherd probably not far off as well. And Sasha Jones having a good first 25. There's also Barrett, followed by Lafoe, followed by Jones. Oh, good underwater there from Holly Barrett. She's probably touched up just in front of Lafoe coming down the wall. It's going to be a touch between the two. So Liv Lafoe takes it out at 27.60, followed by Holly Barrett at 27.64, and Sasha Jones there in third in a 28.64. So Olivia Lafoe just had the better of the underwaters there probably, and just got her on the touch. It's a fast final from those three girls. Alrighty, and the men's 400 IM final is underway here. So we had two heats of this. One heat was this morning, so it was a straight final here tonight. And so expect Marco Susanto there in lane 4. He's probably the one to beat. He had a fantastic com game trials. I think he got 5th in the 2 IM and maybe 6th in the 400. So he'd be looking to try and push up into those top 3 or 4 in the world, in the country, I should say. He's good at all 4 strokes. You can see Chad and Curtis Murden there in lane 2 attacking this first 100 in this fly. He had a great 100 freestyle this morning too. And looks like Curtis Murden in second still there. Tyler Theodore probably in third, but coming down the wall here of this first 100. Marco turning at 56, followed by Tannen, then Robbie. So we're moving to that backstroke. And for a lot of these guys, the backstroke's super important about those light legs and using those arms in this backstroke, sitting on that stroke, really rotating, stay nice and relaxed and efficient. And you can see Marco here in lane 4. He is looking great at the moment here, and he's got a big lead. He heads into the 150 mark. He's turning in a 129. An entry time for Marco of 4:17, so he'd be looking to try and beat that tonight. And Tan and Curtis Murden having a great backstroke leg here, sitting in second now. And in third place will be Robbie Dillison. So these boys are a fair bit off the pace off Marco at this point. As we head into Marco's breaststroke here, he is a very strong 200-metre breaststroker and 100-metre breaststroker, so expect him to try and extend his lead here. And so Tannen in second, Dillison in third. And Jack Gurry probably in fourth, followed by Mitchie Stewart and Tyler Theodore. So a bit of a battle between third, fourth, fifth, and sixth at the moment. Anyone can come back there. And Robbie Dillison's probably catching up to Tannen Curtis. Then they're in this breaststroke in that first 25. And Marco looks to be extending his lead here. And Dillison really starting to mow in on Tannen here, as is Jack Gurry, known as a good breaststroker. So it's going to be a really good last 100 between those three. But it's all eyes are on Marco, so massive dogfight between Gurry, Curtisman and Dillison as Marco Sasanto turns into his last 100 freestyle here. And so it looks like Gurry's now comfortably into second. He had a great breaststroke leg, followed by Dillison, followed by Curtisman. So Robbie Dillison, a very good middle and long distance freestyler, so expect him to finish strong. And so Marco Sasanto now heading into his final 50. And so Gurry's had a great swim here. So he's held on to second place here after that great breaststroke. He set himself up. Dillison in third. And let's see what the time that Marco goes. He did go 4:17 is his entry time. Looks like he's going to beat that here. Let's see what he goes. 4:15.0. It's a great swim from Marco. And Gurry's going to take out second here. Let's see what the time. He was entered with a 4:23. He's on 4:24, just a little bit over. And Dillison there in a 4:28 on his time. And Curtisman there in a 4:29. So Curtisman's taken off 8 seconds there. Mitchie Stewart finishing strong there in a 4:34, a little bit over his time. And incoming now out here is Tyler Theodore in a 4:41. And the 50 breaststroke is underway here. And Liam England having a good start there in lane 4. An entry time of 35.8, so be interesting to see what he can go here tonight. Touching here in a 16.1, so out nice and strong. And a 35.0, so he has taken off about 0.8 of a second. It's a great swim there. Andrew Din in a 40.8. He's also done a PB. Ryan McGrain's got a small PB. And Bradley Dawlon's gone just a smidgen over his time, but pretty much right on his PB there at 44.0. He's on 44.4. So a fast heat from these guys there, a final I should say. Let's move on now, event 36. So, event 36 women's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class is underway here. And Jamie Lee Getson out to a bit of a lead now in this first 25. Had a good swim earlier. She's turning an 18.0, followed by Anna Lice. We've called her name a fair bit as well. She's had a busy program. Third place there, Ruby Halliday. Coming down now the wall. It will be Jamie Lee Getson. Let's see what the time is. 38.9. Followed by Anna Light in a 41.4. And Ruby Halliday.
First place, finals for men 44. Next 100 metres individual Medley multi-class. Lane 0, deviation of Geelong Supercar. Lane 1, Riding of Geelong Supercar. Lane 2, Bradley Lewis of Geelong Supercar. Lane 3, Kelvin Trent of Lower Styles. Lane 4, Paul Lane of Geelong Supercar. Lane 5, Neil England, Lane 6, Medley of Lower Styles. Lane 7, Aaron Skinner, Geelong Sharks. Lane 8, Rudy Galladay, Melbourne Mexico. And Lane 9, William Miller, Vancouver. Virginia Medley for Victorian metres 50 metres breaststroke. Third place, Jordan Winfield. Second place, Dan Silver, Western Melbourne Propulsion. And first place, the club of Mexico, Carly Reid, Western Melbourne Propulsion. Virginia Medley for Victorian girls 12-year-old metres breaststroke. Third place, the Red Hot Club. Vera Zen. Second place, the Melbourne Supercar. Patrick Ward. Third place, the Melbourne Melbourne 117.08. The Melbourne Big Centre, Lola Shanes. That has been presented by our complicated representative, Holly Barrett. Still looking for that carry for 1500 metres. If clubs have got Australians in there, they send someone down here for lap going duties. Virginia Medley for 42, the boys 12-year-old athletes breaststroke. Third place, the North-West Plate, NJ Lagan. Second place, Leeds College, Xavier Eagle. First place, North-West Plate, Carlton 15.58. Gold medal, Noah Kumar. Medals again being presented by Commonwealth Commercial. Still looking for that 10 minutes yet. Is anyone there from the various club? Is any middle score
as we approach the 700-metre turn here in this 1500. Robbie and Flynn are side by side, as they has been for most of this 1500 so far. So turning through there in 7:23. Both these boys managing to keep their stroke nice and long, nice and relaxed. It has really been a really tough night for Robbie. I know that he's swum the 400 freestyle, 400 IM, and now into the 1500. Pretty rough triple after also swimming the 200 breaststroke this morning. If anything, over that last 50, he's just starting to pull out a slight lead over Flynn. As those boys are now past the halfway mark. So we now move through to the 800-metre turn. And Robbie will turn first here in 8:28. So holding those 104 highs at the moment. Starting to look nice and strong through the second half of this 1500-metre Victorian State Championship final. He's cleared out to a body length lead over Flynn. Both boys still looking nice and relaxed. In third place, we have Harvey Lark from Melbourne Vic Centre. He's now about 20 metres behind Robbie and Flynn. So Robbie's just keeping his tempo nice and smooth. 4-beat kick as he moves along, and he's going to turn through the 900 here in 9:31. So a little bit faster that 100, and that's been the difference there. He was able to sort of pop in a 103 and start to open up a little bit more of a gap over Flynn Phillips in lane 5. down to 5 metres between the two of them, with Harvey now sitting in fourth. So Robbie is now approaching the 1,200 metre turn. And he's going to turn through here in 12:44. Again, another 104 point for that 100. The battle between the brothers is getting nice and tight, with only a body length and a half between Flynn Phillips and his brother Jesse. Well, I presume they're brothers. Someone can correct me later if they're not. So Robbie's out to almost a 12.5 metre lead over Flynn. Flynn is now starting to maintain that distance to Jesse. Seems to have seen him and is working on really strongly to try and keep his brother at bay. But Jesse is starting to close on his older brother. And that gap between them is down to just 1.5 seconds. As Robbie moves through the 1,300 metre in a 13:49. Again, a 104 high there. So he's maintaining those 104s after he put in a 103 earlier to start to gap Flynn. And that seems to have worked really well. Now Flynn and Jesse are nearly going stroke for stroke as we head deep into this final 200. So again, Robbie approaches the next turn with that 10 metre lead over now both Flynn and Jesse. Really strong second half of this race from Jesse, as his different distance to Robbie hasn't changed much over this last 700 metres, but he's managed to come right up alongside his brother and move into second place. So Robbie continues to lead and is looking to complete this tough triple of events that he's had on tonight. So Robbie has 100 metres to go and turns through in 14:54. Just a 105 there as we approach this final 100. Jesse's now out to a body length lead over Flynn and does look like he's got control of that silver medal. So Robbie is now approaching his final 50. With Jesse Phillips a body length and a half clear as his brother Flynn in the battle for second and third. So Robbie Dillison bringing those legs in this final 50, working to finish nice and strongly, and seeing how close to his entry time of 15:41 he can get. He's going to be over that, but he is going to be well and truly under the 16-minute mark. So good swim there by Robbie to take the Victorian title out in 15:55.78, with Jesse coming in for second and Flynn in third. Harvey Lark now is coming into touch. Harvey's going to take out fourth. Really good swim there by Jesse, taking off about 20 seconds from his entry time. Now touching in fifth is Harvey Lanigan, with Logan Brandy having 50 to go over here in lane 7. So Logan is going to be the next to finish. Logan's bringing a strong 6-beat kick in this final 50. With over the far side, Cody Sade still having 105 metres to swim. So Logan Brandy comes in to touch in a 17:07. Just a couple of seconds over his entry time. So Cody's just 12 over there in lane 1. Cody had an entry time of 18:26. So we'll see how close Cody can get to that. He's got a minute to go with 75 metres to swim. So it does look like Cody is going to swim a PB here, as he's got 50 metres now to swim as he gets his whistle and through that final turn at the finish end. So fantastic effort from Cody here to swim with these open athletes in this 1500. So Cody's doing a really good job bringing those nice strong legs in as he turns with 25 metres to go. He's looking like he's going to post a strong PB over this final 25, keeping that rhythm nice and high. Strong kick, comes under the flags, does the right thing and gets his head down all the way into the wall and touches in an 18:19.27, taking off 7 seconds from his personal best. So okay, we're moving on to event 48 now, the women's 400-metre medley relay. We have 2 heats. It's a time final. Behind the blocks is heat 1. In lane 0, we have Camberwell Girls Grammar Aquatic. In lane 1, we have Doncaster. In lane 4, we have MLC Aquatic B. In lane 5, Yarra Plenty Waves. In lane 6, Ballarat Gold A. In lane 7, Geelong Swimming Club B. In lane 8, Swimland A. And in lane 9, Ballarat Gold B. So we're underway here. Had a lot of relay action today with our 12 and unders swimming their 4x50 freestyles this morning. Kicked off the evening session with our open 4x50 mixed freestyle. And now we're moving on to our 4x100 metre medley relay. Starting off with our females and leading through this opening heat is Kiara Walsh from MLC. Up alongside her is Eloise Wills from Ballarat Gold. And in third place currently is Yarra Plenty Waves. So through 75 metres of the backstroke, still MLC ahead of Ballarat Gold, with the Yarra Plenty Waves in third. Those 3 teams are well clear of the fields. It's nice and tight battle to who's going to get their hand on the wall at the end of the backstroke leg first. And it will just be MLC ahead of Ballarat Gold, with Yarra Plenty Waves touching in third. Swimland and CGGS Aquatic are nice and tight for fourth, ahead of Doncaster Templestowe and Ballarat Gold B. So we're moving into almost the halfway stage of our breaststroke leg for our leading 2 teams, and MLC maintain their lead and have extended it out to 3/4 of body length as we approach the halfway mark of the breaststroke leg. Ballarat Gold still A's team, still sitting second, with Yarra Plenty Waves in third. CGGS Aquatic over in lane 0 sits in 5th, ahead of Swimland down here in lane 8 in 6th. So it's nice, tight racing for those top 3, still within 3.5 body lengths of each other. But through Kate Lewina, MLC Aquatic have slowly started to extend the lead. The gap between Ballarat Gold and Yarra Plenty Waves has started to tighten, and those two are going to be nice and even for second at the halfway mark. So MLC Aquatic touching a 2:23.4 and lead into this butterfly leg, with Yarra Plenty Waves moving into second and Ballarat Gold A in third. Those three teams are now 15 metres clear of the rest of the field. So Isabella Osborne's in the water for MLC, Sion Kinsit for Yarra Plenty Waves, and Zoe Schneider for Ballarat Gold. So we're now halfway through the butterfly leg. MLC continue to lead with Yarra Plenty Waves through Sion just ahead of Ballarat Gold, who have Zoe completing the butterfly leg. So the second 50 of butterfly, MLC do look like they've got a strong lead of 6.5 metres over that nice tight battle for second between Sion representing Yarra Plenty Waves and Zoe representing Ballarat Gold. So Isabella Osborne is going to change over with her teammate into that freestyle leg now. And Yarra Plenty Waves has extended their lead in over Ballarat Gold in this second 50, and they'll lead by about 2 seconds in that battle for second and third. So MLC Aquatic B team are out to have about a 10-metre lead as we approach our final 50. We saw Mackenzie Hunter earlier this evening in the 800. She's changing up and swimming the 100-metre freestyle leg here, so showing that she's got good versatility. Emily Vulick, who we've seen swim in a number of different events, is swimming the freestyle for Yarra Plenty Waves with Sky Lambie for Ballarat Gold. They will be our top three teams in this opening heat. MLC are coming into touch through Mackenzie, and Mackenzie comes into touch in a time of 4:23.82. So that will be the time the second heat are aiming to beat. Yarra Plenty Waves come into touch now in a 4:30, with Ballarat Gold A team finishing in third. So strong second half of the race from Doncaster. Templestowe have moved them into fourth place. Touching in fifth is Swimland Swim Club. Sixth finisher will be Camberwell Girls Grammar Aquatic. And in seventh place will be Ballarat Gold B. We're now going to move on to our second and final heat of the women's 400-metre medley relay. Before we do that, we will do a medal presentation. So heat 2 in the water now in lane 0, Western Melbourne Propulsion A. In lane 1, Geelong A. Lane 2, Melbourne Swimming Club A. Lane 3, MLC A. Lane 4, Nuttawading A. Lane 5, Surrey Park A. Lane 6, Nuttawading B. Lane 7, Melbourne Vic Centre A. Lane 8, Surrey Park B. And in lane 9, Milton A. So we're underway here with our backstroke leg. And Olivia Lafaux from Nuttawading in lane 4 leads through this opening 25. We saw Olivia take out the 50 backstroke earlier this evening, with Sassy Jones from Surrey Park currently sitting in second. And a nice tight battle for third, currently being led by Sienna Shepherd from Melbourne Vic Centre. Sienna does a really good job and comes up equal with Sassy Jones in second, but Olivia Lafaux has about 3/4 of body length over the other girls as we go through the 75-metre turn. Sienna Shepherd has moved into second place into this final 25. So it will be Nuttawading who will lead after the backstroke leg. as we move now along to breaststroke. So Liv touches in a 1:00.69, ahead of Sienna, with Sasha touching for Surrey Park in third. So Rydell Smith, who has won a good 200 individual medley and 100 breaststroke this evening, leads for Nunawading, with Surrey Park through Micah moving into second. And MLC now in third. So we're halfway through the breaststroke leg. Still Nunawading ahead of Surrey Park, MLC in third, and Melbourne Big Centre in fourth. So Charlie Millard from MLC is starting to make ground on Micah from Surrey Park, and those two are maintaining their distance behind our leaders from Nunawading in Rydell Smith. Riddell leads by about 2 body lengths. The gap between Micah and Charlie is starting to close in that battle for second. So Nunawading lead at the halfway mark, ahead of Surrey Park and MLC, with Nunawading B in fourth, ahead of Melbourne Big Centre A. So Nunawading have extended their lead through this opening 25 of butterfly, with Surrey Park half a body length clear of MLC in the battle for second and third. Nunawading B maintains their fourth place ahead of Vic Centre A. So now starting to make ground in this second 50 of butterfly is Mia Hollard. She's come off the 200 fly earlier in the evening. She said her legs have never felt more dead after a 200 butterfly, but she seemed to have responded very well and starting to make some ground on Abby Harrington in this final 25. But Nunawading will lead ahead of Surrey Park and MLC in third. So our 200 freestyle champion is in the water, Abby Kearney from Nunawading. She leads ahead of Nazia from Surrey Park and Amrita from MLC. So Abby Kearney is 3/4 of a body length clear as we go into this final 50, ahead of Nazia from Surrey Park and Amrita in third from MLC. Moving into fourth place now is Melbourne Big Centre as they've passed Nunawading B team. Those two teams are having a nice close battle for fourth and fifth, but it will be Nunawading A team who's going to take the state title out here, as Abby is going to come under the flags, into the wall and touch in a time of 4:10.45, with Surrey Park holding on the late charge from MLC to claim second, MLC third, and Nunawading B just get up in that battle with Melbourne Big Centre A for fourth. So we're now moving on to event 49, which has our last event of the evening, the men's 400-metre medley relay. We had 3 heats listed, but it looks like we have combined the opening 2 heats, and we'll just have the 2 heats in the water for this 400 medley relay. In lane 0, we'll have Swimland. In lane 1, Melton. Lane 2, Melbourne Swimming Club. Lane 3, Yarra Plenty Waves. Lane 4, Geelong. Lane 5, CGGS Aquatic. In lane 6, Doncaster Templestowe. In lane 7, Ballarat Gold. In lane 8, Geelong. As we just get our backstroke ledges set to go. So just one last ledge needs to be adjusted before we can get this last event underway. Okay, so we're nearly set to go there. In this, what will be the opening heat of our men's 4x100 metre medley relay. So nice even start across the field here. Slightly in the lead after the underwater phase is Melbourne Swimming Club. And they lead through the opening 25 ahead of Geelong and Doncaster Templestowe. Really strong there, turn from Melton over in lane 1. But it will be Doncaster Templestowe and now Geelong who turn through in the lead of the opening 50. So Thomas Smith has taken over the lead representing Geelong, just ahead of Milton from Doncaster Templestowe in this opening 50. Thomas Smith has started to extend his lead. Swimming well for Melton still is Martin Nugent in lane 1. So nice and close across the field in this backstroke leg, but it will be Geelong who lead as we enter the breaststroke. Ahead of Doncaster Templestowe, and Ballarat Gold has now moved into third. So Geelong continue to lead after the opening 25 of breaststroke, but Melton, through Jack Gillard, has closed the gap in this opening 25 of breaststroke. So as we approach the halfway point of the breaststroke leg, Melton has taken over the lead through Jack Gillard, ahead of Geelong, with Melbourne Swimming Club now in third. So Jack has pulled out a body length lead over Melbourne Swimming Club on his inside and is continuing to extend that to almost 2 body lengths at the 75 metre mark of the breaststroke. So Melton leads ahead of Melbourne Swimming Club and Geelong now in third. So as we work towards our concluding stages of our breaststroke, with our butterflies on our blocks, Melton lead through here in a 2:08.01, ahead of Melbourne Swimming Club, and Geelong just holding on to third, ahead of Doncaster Templestowe. So Melton continue to lead through the opening 25 of butterfly, but Melbourne Swimming Club has made some ground and is almost pulling up to the hips through this opening 50. So they're going to turn through this 50 very even. Both Melbourne Swimming Club and Melton turn through in a 2:37.1. They lead Geelong in a tight battle with Doncaster Templestowe and Ballarat Gold. So the volume is starting to go up in the stands as we're on our last event of the night. And support grows as now Melbourne Swimming Club has pulled out a 3/4 body length lead over this second 50 and will lead into the freestyle leg ahead of Geelong, with Melton in third and Doncaster Templestowe in fourth. Good changeover from Doncaster Templestowe has reduced the margin to Geelong. Melbourne Swimming Club has a 2 body length lead over that really tight battle between Melton, Yarra Plenty Waves, Geelong and Doncaster Templestowe. They're starting to reduce the margin to Melbourne Swimming Club now, as Melbourne Swimming Club's only down to a body length lead, as Flynn McMahon from Yarra Plenty Waves is coming really strong in this freestyle leg. So Flynn is going to turn just behind Felix from Melbourne Swimming Club, but come up in the lead in this last 25. So Yarra Plenty Waves will take this opening heat out in a time of 4:03.07, ahead of Melbourne Swimming Club, and a nice tight battle for third Geelong gets their hand on the wall just ahead of Melton. So waiting for our final team here to finish in, which is Geelong B team down here in lane 8 to conclude our opening heat. So we're moving on to what is listed as Heat 3, our final heat of the evening. Our men's 400 metre medley relay. In lane 0, Surrey Park B. Lane 1, Surrey Park A. Lane 2, Western Melbourne Propulsion B. Lane 3, Nuttawading A. Lane 4, Melbourne Big Centre A. Lane 5, Western Melbourne Propulsion A. Lane 6, MLC A. Lane 7, Nuttawading B. Lane 8, MLC B. And in lane 9, Bayside Swimming Club. So strong underwaters from a number of these boys. Don't count out Bayside down here in lane 9, as they have 3 former Australian Dolphins in their team. Some of them making, or all 3 of them making a little bit of a comeback this meet. But in the middle of the pool, Melbourne Big Centre will lead through the first 50 thanks to Benno Negri, ahead of Nuttawading with Yanning Zhang. So Benno continues to lead through the 75 metres from Melbourne Big Centre, ahead of Nuttawading, and Noah Millard sitting in 3rd for MLC. So we approach the concluding stages of our backstroke leg. Melbourne Big Centre leads, ahead of Nuttawading, and in 3rd place, MLC. So through this opening 25 of breaststroke, Daniel Kay from Melbourne Big Centre continues to hold on to the lead, but now is coming nice and strongly is David Schlitt. So David's, unusually for him, contested 100 backstroke this evening and is the new state champion at 100 backstroke. I don't think a few years ago anyone would have thought that was going to happen. But he's back into his more familiar breaststroke territory, and he's going to touch even with Daniel Kay through the 75 metre mark of the breaststroke, with Adam Selwood from Propulsion starting to make ground on both of them, and Jack Gurry from Nuttawading keeping it nice and tight. So MLC are going to lead through at this halfway stage, just ahead of Propulsion, with Melbourne Big Centre in 3rd and Nuttawading in 4th. Nice, even through this first 25 of butterfly, as all the top 3 teams touch the wall together. So there are butterflies of Lev, who had a bit of an incident before his individual swim, so it's good to see he's back in the water. Or it actually looks like Marco actually is doing this butterfly leg. So Marco's have obviously been a late replacement, with James McBride swimming for Propulsion and Riley Mitchell for MLC. Again, all within a stroke of each other as we enter the final 25 of butterfly. Marco's done a fantastic job here to hold that half body length lead over James McBride and Riley Mitchell. So Marco gives Jack the lead into the opening stages of the freestyle for Melbourne Big Centre, ahead of Propulsion and MLC. So Jack Gerard for Melbourne Big Centre, William Laidlaw for Propulsion, and Toby McComish for MLC. So Melbourne Big Centre continue to lead, but that margin is narrowing. So William Laidlaw coming nice and strong and has got it down to half a body length into this final 25. Both boys pop up around that 7.5 metre mark off this final turn. And Jack Gerard is going to hold on for Melbourne Big Centre and take this state title out in a time of 3:36.42, with Melbourne Propulsion in 2nd and MLC in 3rd. Nunawading fourth. And Bayside coming home to finish fifth. So that concludes the action in the pool this evening. So a fantastic opening day to the Victorian Open Short Course Championships for both our open athletes and our 12 and unders. We look forward to you guys joining us again tomorrow morning at 8:30 for day 2. But for now, goodbye. We will leave you with our medal ceremonies for our 4x100 metre medley. So beginning with the women's state title taken out by Nunawading. The next ceremony that we'll finish with will be the men's 4x100 metre medley relay. And we look forward to you guys joining us again tomorrow.